Greetings everyone, and Great here for another HPIRS 4 replay. So on the bottom left side as the red English, I have Wam01. On top right side as the blue Jeanne d'Arc, we have mYi ZertonN. He does go for a fast mill there, trying to level up Jeanne d'Arc as quickly as she can go. 7 villagers here, of course. Villagers do spawn on regular rate for Jeanne d'Arc, not the faster French rate. English player, of course, is the English. Does have 2 gold deposits pretty close by each other next to a boar. You probably won't touch the boar, and definitely will not touch these berries because English farms are dirt cheap. Has 2 deer deposits over here, but probably won't touch them either because he's English. And we also got the gold deposit up here as well. So all the better expansion locations up here. Got both gold pretty far back, pretty safe. Got a line of stone in front of it. For Jeanne d'Arc, she does have 2 gold deposits down here with some deer and stone. Good expansion direction. The other deer deposits forward, so it's not a great spot. Well, you could go for secondary town center. There's some natural cover with some trees nearby. Or up here with a stone outcropping. Got the Abbey Kings going on up. People have been liking the Abbey Kings since it spawns out a free king. We do not got the School of Cavalry now being deployed on out. And the English player is going for some stone, so is eyeing for a secondary town center. Use the king for some aggression. The king is inferior to a royal knight in 1v1 combat. Does not have... Nope, now it does have enough resources for a royal knight. And the royal knight is not queued up just yet. There it is, the royal knight's now queued on up. And now Jeanne d'Arc is building out a lumber mill. She should be pretty close of leveling up. Let's switch over to her. English player has advanced next age, and Jeanne d'Arc's going for the Huntress variant. In which right now with the meta of... And that's meta, because it's a little bit too... Yeah, I think this patch is a little bit too early to declare the word meta. But the tendency for the English player has been going for the king. Makes it so that the Huntress version of Jeanne d'Arc will do better due to the fact that her divine arrows will have only a single target to really focus on rather than trying to rely on the AoE of the Holy Wrath. Additionally, I think the Huntress variant is better in the later levels, since the divine arrow in when she's level 3 will one-shot most like basic light units such as archers and crossbows. And the level 4 variant, she basically just fires off grenades. Holy grenades. The king has taken that damage there. Divine arrow was not utilized. And the royal knights are pursuing. The king does move at a faster rate than normal heavy cav, but is still slower than horsemen. And looks like the Frenchmen are eyeing for another town center as well. So both players on 2 town centers. The English player did get his town center up first, trying to corral the deer. That was poorly done there. Corralling the deer towards the town center, very nice. The English player is being defensive, knows there's multiple royal knights in the field. The king is over here, so never mind. This is the literally entire English army right here. The king's still trying to keep the Frenchmen corralled in her own base. Jeanne d'Arc's not eyeing for survival techniques. Oops, sorry about that. My microphone. Still recovering from a bug. We do have the Royal Knight and Scout move around. We do have now the Boar being engaged by the Huntress. We do have the Consecrated School Cavalry Spell, which does offer a higher food return rate, assuming you're constantly building Royal Knights. It's a safe substitute of constantly building Villagers, but if you're not planning to build a constant Royal Knights, then it won't provide as much value as consecrating a town center. And that consecration may happen a little bit recently. That's why part of the Royal Knights were not being constantly being produced. The Royal Knights do find the king. These players now going for some hardened spearmen. The Scout taking some severe damage here. The Scout needs to run to the town center. And the Scout does not go down there. Now that King does have Network of Castle, get an increased attack speed. The King's attack speed's not that great to begin with. It's even slower than even a crossbowman. Looks like the Huntress does get engaged both by a wolf and a boar. We got a decent number of spearmen there who probably should stick next to these villagers. Use their sticks to keep the stick with the villagers. Okay, that one was bad. And this Royal Knight now pushed way forward, trying to set the stone deposit, which he's not currently collecting from. We got a good number of spearmen now charging the way forward. We'll try to go for attack in two different directions. Unsuccessful. Blue does get 4 summoned back. We've got multiple Royal Knights in the field. 6. Going for some additional archers in the field. Jeanne d'Arc is similar to an archer, where she does get bonus damage to light melee as well. 5 damage plus 8 bonus damage versus light melee. For an archers, they are 5 plus 5. So she is slightly better. Attack speed's still the same, and the range is still the same as well. The king does find some splices there. The king can't two-shot villagers. The lance damage is 24, and the great sword is 16, so that's 40 damage. We do now have the white tower now going on up. I don't really like that spot for the white tower. Off to the side. The white tower, in my opinion, should be in the front to be a tower, a defensive keep. Why this is closer by to his deployment location, didn't want to spend time to get to a more proper location. He, of course, does have a good number of spearmen, so getting veteran spearmen would be very useful against Jeanne d'Arc. And maybe getting out some mana-arms to help engage the archers as well wouldn't be half bad, or some mangonels. The white tower can produce some mangonels. Yeah, I'm thinking spearman mangonel would be a good composition for the English player. We got a number of palisade walls going on up for the Frenchmen. This villager's getting some fights there. Looks like this is attached to the ends of the earth. Down here we do have the scout and king so moving around. The king does receive stats upon level aging up. +1 armor, +4 damage, and plus X amount of health. And I think the attack speed's slightly faster, but that may not be. The white towers in this region going for some knights. We got the guild hall now going on up as well. There's a good amount of villager storage with the white tower in the town center. That's 27 villager storage. And I don't think there's 27 villagers on this gold deposit. Just 25, which still needs quite a bit of storage space. Knight or king engaging the villagers. Knight's trying to intercept. And a scout will go down. That villager does get stabbed to death. Royal Knight's now trying to engage the English Knight. Does get him to run away. The English player does have a monk on the build queue, so I'm gonna pick up some relics. Got the veteran Royal Knight researching out of the way. Multiple of the English Knights charge their way forward. Get some damage there. Got now the Spearman in tow to help win against the fight against the Royal Knights. May be able to torch down those walls pretty quickly. Does go some walls. Trying to... Does not destroy that gate. And immediately gets set ablaze and does go down there. Monk here may get stabbed and impaled. The monk does go down. Spearman going to try to retaliate against them. Like I said, we don't have chivalry has been researched. It is currently being researched and will be needed to get some good amount of health regen. More walls going up over here. The English Knight's moving around. He does go ahead and kill off. Start collecting the board that Jeanne d'Arc killed off earlier this game. Doing what? Jeanne d'Arc is still out in the field. Not sure what our experience. Let's take a look, see how our experience is. She is about 2/3 the way from leveling up. Royal Knights and regular Knights heading down south, trying to find some of these villagers. Got some Arbiteers now pulling them out as well. Divine Arrow was cast. Over here, these Royal Knights being pursued. Did lose one of the Royal Knights up here. And the rest of these Knights are quite wounded. Got some AoE healing there from the King. The King does offer better health benefits than the Royal Knight's Chivalry. Chivalry provides what? 1 health per second regen, while the King provides 2. Literally, their English medical care is twice as good than the French. Oh, and the Royal Knights were left there to die. Knights are not getting some health regen there. A couple English Knights will be charging way forward, denying the health regen on one of the Knights. Got a line of palisade walls there. Blues picked up a relic, in which the King will spot it. And the monk goes down. Royal Knights decide not to go through the gate. Probably been a good idea to go through the gate. The monk could push his way forward, try to get a wool off. English Knights push way forward. We're seeing quite a bit of damage from the Arbiteers. Divine Arrow has been cast. Jeanne d'Arc must be pretty close to leveling up now. And the chance of the English player to play out crossbows is very likely, so maybe a good idea to go for Jeanne's riders. But now got the Berkshire Castle being put on the field. Way up there to ensure that gold gets nice and safe. Well, I think it would be better to put in more in the center of the map. Even that gold secure is very important as well. Because without that gold, he will lose. Looks like I got a wolf bite up here, biting some of these knights. We do now have the enclosure research on the way for the English player. He's now leveled up and does get some Jeanne's champions, so they will be effective versus Spearmen. Maybe the English player won't be going for any crossbows. He may be going to go straight for hand cannoneers. since we haven't seen any indication of longbowmen or crossbowmen so far this game. The king and the knight's gonna be hung out to dry, and the king does go down. Apparently the king only provides +0 experience. That may actually be a bug. That should at least provide the same experience as a knight, which is actually probably a little bit less. Knights usually provide +24 experience, so it should be 200. Then again, that may have been the first king. The first king is free, so maybe that's one reason why that king only provided +0 experience, because I don't think he's lost a king yet. And maybe the first king is lost. And the first king is free. Let's take out those knights there, giving Jeanne d'Arc a good amount of experience. She does have 3 charges of Consecrate there. That is quite significant. She has 2 aged on up. The guild hall is currently collecting up gold, and recently has withdrew the gold. The villager count is in favor of the English player by a small margin. Got some idle villagers on both sides as well. Who's rapidly grabbing that stone. She has aged up to the red palace, which will help her also secure up the large gold deposits on the side of the map. And she will get some extra arbalest emplacements across her additional town centers and keeps. Of course, those arbalest placements are a little bit weaker than the ones in the keep, only doing 40 base damage rather than the 60 times 2. But still, that's still pretty good. Divine Restoration has been utilized. Over here, we got the villagers not being pursued. We do have the spearmen torching down the mining camp. And now we got these spearmen trying to find more of the villagers as well. So blue has a good number of spearmen trying to stab his villagers. The Royal Knights gains good damage. They're still just better than the Royal Knights. The English Knights are not elite, so he's not eyeing for any elite knights. Good number of villagers did go down there. Royal now down to below 90 villagers. Mage players is going for a good number of spearmen and 4 hand cannoneers, so going for more Jeanne's champions wouldn't be half bad. Maybe consecrate a whole bunch of keeps to get out a good number of champions. Champions do cost a decent amount of resources, but consecrate of course can reduce it. The number of villagers here going on down. Knight's taking some damage there, and it looks like Jeanne d'Arc's also getting stabbed quite a bit here. And Jeanne d'Arc does go down. That is going to be 500 gold to respawner. Elite Spearman pushing way forward. The arbalest emplacements firing away. Divine Arrow will be useful. Does do only 100 damage for now. It's not enough to one-shot the Elite Spearman. Would have been enough to help one-shot the Veteran Spearman. But she still does get a bonus damage versus light melee. But that doesn't scale too well. That only is still at 8. Now the Jeanne champions are pushing way forward. Does have a decent number of Jeanne's champions. 6 in the field. She must deploy another wave of 3. Yeah, recently been out of cooldown. We also got a number of elite Arbaleteers. Arbaleteers, they don't have their Gambeson research. Gambesons will give them quite a bit of armor. And I think if they're fully upgraded, they should have, what, 9 armor? Actually, no, they should get up to 10 armor. And these elite spearmen only have 11 damage, so if they get all their armor up, those spearmen can literally just do 1 damage to the elite Arbaleteers. And there's a good chance he may not go for elite army tactics anytime soon. It's more of a counter unit. I'm not joking, but Arbiteers can just straight up take spearmen if they get their armor up and going. We got Gamersons and crossbow turrets both being researched on up. Lead some of the walls there to allow for better formation to get on through. The King's also leading the charge as well. The King right now does offer nearly 400 health, has 4 armor through the inherent armor, and offer does do decent damage right now. In between conflicts, you can get some good health regen on these forces. We do got a good number of French traders here, but they will be picked on off. They want to reinforce the trade line with stone walls. Still just have some feudal age archers, no castle age nor imperial age archers. King quickly goes down to Argotiers, probably good idea not to redeploy out the King. And Cannoneers getting some significant damage there. Does not activate the passives for additional range armor, which is going to be very useful to resist some hand cannoneer damage, as well as the extra range to outrange them. So we're push way forward. Arbiteers starting to get engaged in melee. Right now they do have 7 armor, so they will withstand most of the archer or the spearman damage. The armor attack is on the way. It only has +1 damage so far. It's not going on up. Hand cannoneers getting a little bit tied up on these other structures, and the arbalists placement will do significant damage to those hand cannoneers. More Jeanne's champions probably a good idea, and Mangonels. I think Jeanne's champions, Mangonels would be a good composition for Jeanne d'Arc. Another keep going on up. Jeanne has almost all 4 charges of Consecrate available, and does have quite a bit of stone stored on up, so going for more keeps wouldn't be half bad, and go for more champions. That is not fully built. Jeanne's champions do have a 15-second build time, which matches Spearman production time and English man-at-arms build time. There's quite a bit of defensive arrows here. The English player does not have siege engineers to quickly build off some battering rams. It does have access to companion equipment. How's our level up going? Got some multiple sacred sites being captured by the English. She's halfway, so she's still quite a bit away. Does consecrate some archer ranges and the siege workshop, which also does reduce its cost of its units by 25%, which is quite significant. Maybe some Revolcans in order. Does get the traders off, does snipe Jeanne d'Arc. Does need some Mangonels help engage all this force. English players deploy out more hand cannoneers and more spearmen. Does have a bombard out in the field. Another bombard being deployed now. There's the bombard gliding on the ground. Got around Jeanne's champions there. Does spot the bombard. You can use Divine Arrow on siege weapons. The bombard does have 40 range armor, so it will take quite a bit of beating. Got incendiary arrows now researched. Arbiteer is doing 20 damage per shot approximately. Now got a French cannon being deployed on out. I still think Mangonels will be better. Red apparently has so far killed off 54 villagers in the entire game, which is quite significant. I haven't been paying attention to that. There may have been some good engagements there to kill off the number of villagers. Up here, we got more traders going down. Some were traders, of course, and those are much more expensive. I wonder. Does not have the Merchant Guild's research. It is a little bit expense, to say the least. And right now, Jeanne actually has plenty of wood and gold. Need lacking food. I want to click on the guild hall there. No, that's town center. Jeanne d'Arc has not been redeployed just yet. Probably a good idea to get her redeployed and at least keep her in the regions to get her experience going. The French cannons take some damage. Does have 40 range armor, so these hand cannoneers are doing about 2 damage per shot against it. The French cannon does go down. The bombards are wounded but alive. Another French cannon pushes his way forward. Horsemen, veteran horsemen charge his way forward. Jeanne d'Arc has been redeployed on the field. Jeanne d'Arc still has plenty of resources. Going for a Mangonel now. Very nice. If she was alive in those recent engagements, she could have got a massive amount of experience. Jeanne d'Arc right now only has 45% range armor, which is quite significant. Canlaw would take a bit more of a beating. I don't think she has biology research. I think it's that plus some health. Maybe it's just on companion equipment. So if biology is not researched, then she would be a lot less durable. There's a monastery. I thought I saw a universe nearby. There it is. Yep. Royal Bloodlines, I should say, has not been researched. Keep is still repaired up. Not quite nice. This town center's Arbalest emplacement is doing some good damage. Now she is fully leveled up. Now her Divine Arrows replaced with Divine Blast, which does do 150 damage and does a little bit of AoE if I remember correctly. 150 damage can actually one-shot unupgraded Spring Galds. We do now have the upgrade for the Spring Galds. The Siege Works improve their health. Also, their health is reduced, or the damage is reduced. The health is red, like if it was being reduced by something. I'm not sure what it is. Not like she's getting affected by Camel and Ease. Maybe it's a UI bug. She can bring in some more champions and a cannon to her side. Spearman push way forward. Outpost does not get built. She's been maintaining less than 100 villagers. Overall, Jeanne d'Arc's doing a great job on cost effectiveness. She nearly has a 10,000 kill advantage. But right now, she's just simply getting outnumbered. That keep does go down. Villagers evacuating out of the area. Jeanne d'Arc is right here trying to take out some of these siege weapons. Divine Blast is almost off cooldown. We do also have some red walls and keeps over there to deny the traders. Jeanne d'Arc's taking severe damage here. He does go down. Jeanne d'Arc has been redeployed. That costs 1,000 gold, which is quite significant. But right now, Jeanne d'Arc has plenty of gold. She does have 3 relics. No Tithe Barn. Probably should go for Tithe Barn. Guild Hall is currently collecting up gold and has nearly 6,000 gold in store. So she has plenty of gold in reserve whenever she sees fit. Right now, she's having trouble with food and wood. Right, primarily right now, food for the Arbaleteers. Each outpost there does get upgraded for Bombard. Remember, Bombards, these Bombards can be affected by network citadels, and this citadel has been set ablaze. Jeanne d'Arc does have 2 effects of Consecrate to be utilized. She does go for the increased attack speed, Aura, Spring Gold, trying to persuade forward. Does use Divine Blaster, which right now is enough to one-shot a hand cannoneer, which is very nice. And Canary push way forward. The town center is starting to go down. The school of cavalry has been destroyed. Does retain the consecrate effect. Jeanne d'Arc's taking some damage. She will take like 60% less range damage, but she does get gunned down there. Plenty of gold there. And Jeanne d'Arc does have plenty of gold inside the guild hall. But right now, she's just having trouble deploying out any sort of force in the field. Going for a Mangonel. I don't think Siege Works is research. Maybe it is. Spring Ball does go down. And Jeanne d'Arc does back of the game. This is Anne Gray saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.